Hello, I want to first say welcome to my channel. Please, after watching the video, if you like the reading, please hit the like button and go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you can stay tuned for all my readings and advice. And I want to get started with just jump right in there and tell you what I think. This is a love reading, and looking over the cards, the first thing I will say about this reading is there is suspicion. This reading is coming up very suspicious. So whoever I'm reading for right now, I'm going to refrain from making an accusation, but I do feel like whoever I'm reading for has the suspicion of an accusation in their brain already. So I feel the nature, and I think the reason that there is suspicion when it comes to this relationship or this person that you're dealing with is very important here. And the reason I think there is suspicion regarding this relationship, or this, I would call it more of a connection. I wouldn't call it a relationship at this point. I would call it a connection, is because there's hesitation to make it a relationship. So whoever I'm reading for, you're dealing with someone who's very, very slow to commit. And you're wondering why. It's one of those situations where you have all the building blocks of a committed relationship except for an explicit agreement that the relationship is committed. And that was fine while the relationship was progressing. But I feel that you feel at this point the relationship has progressed and it's at a point where it's either going to digress or become committed. And because you're not getting the commitment that you want from this person, it's leaving questions in your brain as to why. And I think the most logical explanation that you can come up with at this point with this narrative is that they're cheating, they're seeing other people, they're not exclusively dating you. Because in the steps of relationships, well, in the way that I read and the way that my brain works, I'm a little bit old school. I'm not really privy to the new age ways of dating, but you had meeting someone, talking to someone, casually hanging out with someone, exclusively dating, and then commitment, if it gets to those different points in a relationship. I think at this point in this day and age, for some reason, we've lost the art of exclusively dating, where I think that is the biggest that's the step before commitment. Either I think oftentimes you go from Netflix and chill to a relationship, or you go to Netflix and chill and it just stays there forever, to the point where people get frustrated that it hasn't progressed. And there is a value in exclusively dating. You have to understand there's a difference between exclusively dating and dating. Dating is just that, just casually meeting people and hanging out and doing what you do in the midst of that hanging out. But when you exclusively date someone, it's a trial error to being in a relationship. We're not in a relationship yet. We haven't made that commitment, because being in a relationship is first and foremost a commitment. It's not just saying you're in a relationship, it's making a commitment to that person to be exclusively in a relationship with that person. But exclusively dating is saying that we're going to do a trial and error run of what a relationship could look like for us, but we're still just dating, but we're not dating other people. And I think there needs to be a progression to the exclusively dating stage. But once you get to the exclusively dating stage, the goal is to be in a committed relationship, right? To see if that will work. And just like with dating or being in a relationship, when you're in a relationship, the next step is moving in, and the next step is engagement, and the next step is marriage. So all of, relationships have stages. And there's something here about a lost art of stages in a relationship. And there's something here about you dating someone. I don't know that you know if it's exclusive or not, because I think you are, maybe the expectation is that this person is sleeping with other people and seeing other people. But I don't know if it was ever explicitly stated between the two of you. And because of that, there's some sort of limbo here that's leaving you a little confused as to why it hasn't progressed to a relationship. Now, I do see the Three of Swords here. And I do see the Ace of Cups. So to me, the way I'm reading is I'm going to pull some more cards on this Three of Swords to see if there's any, I'm going to pull some more cards on this Three of Swords to see if there's any, because I think the Ace of Cups and the Three of Swords coming up next to each other would indicate there's a block. Okay, so the Three of Swords doesn't necessarily mean that this other person is cheating on you, but there's something that's blocking the situation from getting committed, from being a commit, for this person taking that next step, because Knight of Pentacles is just that, a next step. So there's something blocking this person from taking the next step. And I feel like there have been arguments about this. I don't think this is something, or this is something that's going to happen in the very near future for you. So I don't think this is something that is a shocking surprise if you're watching this reading. Because I think there have been arguments, but again, this might be in the very near future. So there will be words exchanged about the nature and the status of this relationship, and it will get heated. There will be arguments. I don't necessarily know if there's going to be, because this, the other way that I could read this is a confrontation between yourself and this other party, but I'm not sure that there is another party here. Let's pull some more cards to see if this person is seeing other people. Three of Swords. Can I get somebody on a Three of Swords? Is there another person in this relationship? No. So I want you to see how the card, I'm gonna pull some more cards because this is like, it keeps coming up as like I read this a couple of different ways, but I ask, is there another person in this relationship? And on top of the Three of Swords, did you see the way it fell out? The Death card. The Death card fell out sideways on the Three of Swords. And I think it came out that way because Spirit really wanted it to come out on the Three of Swords. It literally fell on the Three of Swords. I didn't place it there. So I'm going to read that as a no. There's not a third party in this relationship. And I think maybe that's why the argument that you get into with this person, or did get into with this person, got so heated, is because, this person is solid. This person isn't cheating on you. No, they're not. No. Okay, so this is what I'm going to tell you. I very, very rarely get readings like this. Is an exciting reading for me because I don't know that I've ever gotten a reading like this before. I've gotten readings before where people have thought that their partner were cheating and they weren't. I've gotten that before, but I've never gotten such a clear message from Spirit before in a reading that that person you're accusing of stepping out on you is not. And matter of fact, they are so not stepping out on you that the argument that you initiate with this person regarding why they haven't committed to you yet. Let's be very clear. When I say commitment, whoever's watching this, it's different stages. That's why I went through all the stages of dating. So whatever stage you're in your connection with this person, it doesn't necessarily mean like I'm talking to everyone here who's the next stage is a relationship. So whatever stage, if you're in a talking stage, maybe you're wondering why it hasn't gotten to dating, or if you're dating, you're wondering why it hasn't gotten to exclusively dating. If you're exclusively dating, you're wondering why it hasn't gotten to commitment. If you're committed, you're wondering why you haven't moved in together, or a person hasn't proposed, or whatever the stage is for you, you're wondering why it hasn't moved to that next stage. Now, I've never so clearly gotten in the message before that this person is not only not seeing other people, they're not thinking about seeing other people. It was never on their mind, but because of you almost attacking this person, the attack, the initiation of the argument about why they aren't doing something fast enough for you, causes this person to want to move on. So this is what I would tell you, because I'm not going to pull more cards on this. I might pull an outcome card. I'll pull one outcome card after I give you this advice, because this is going to be the most important part of this reading. This person is not seeing other people. Their nature is just slow. And this is why I think you're at the very beginning stages of, well, obviously it hasn't got committed yet, but because there's the Ace of Cups here, and it was this person has an initial spark of thinking they could be with you. But your anger towards how they're moving, you have to understand, when you attack someone because of what they're not doing, in that person's mind, unless they're very immature and it's like a whole other reading, they think they're fine. They think you two are fine. It hasn't come up in conversation. I'm assuming that you haven't really sat down and talked about it. And because of that, they get blindsided by the anger and the frustration that the relationship hasn't moved to a certain stage where they're thinking that, hey, I thought we were fine, we were doing good, and I'm just being me. This person is just being them. They're just very slow to commit. And when you start this argument or you approach, there's an argument, there's 5 months, there's going to be an argument. And so when this argument happens, they feel attacked, but they don't feel, it's not so much the hurt of you thinking that they're seeing someone else. That's one thing, but it is the attack on their character. They feel you're attacking their character by accusing them of something that they isn't even on their mind. I'm telling you, I am not here to, I'm not, Captain Save or whoever you're dating. I'm not here to promote them. I don't know them. I have no reason to be on their side. It's not that I'm telling you what's coming up in the cards. And what's coming up in the cards is this person wasn't even thinking about seeing someone else. It's the Ace of Cups here. They thought you might be the one to commit to. They were seriously considering that. They are developing feelings. But this attack on their character, and that's how they're seeing it, is making them second guess the whole relationship. They're afraid that the relationship is going to turn toxic, and they are being guided to move on. So that's after this argument happens, after the argument, after the accusation, after they feel the attack on their character, which their character is just to move very slow to commit. They get immediately triggered with the Devil card coming up. They're triggered. They it's almost an impulsive reaction to just let it go. And so the initial spark or the excitement of that Ace of Cups, that feeling of feelings, you have feelings for this person. I like this person. Immediately turns to disappointment and the contemplation that they should move on. So that is what I'm seeing here. This is what's happening. I'm going to get an outcome card for you because I think that's the most important part of the next stage in this relationship, is to kind of see how this situation turns out for you. But this person is seriously contemplating, dating new people. I think someone new is coming in. Yeah, I think someone new is coming in. I definitely think someone new is coming in. Yep. I think this is the outcome for the both of you. Because I do not see, nope, I don't see it. So unfortunately, I'm going to be the bearer of bad news here. Yeah, I'm going to be the bearer of bad news. And I'm so sorry that I have to be the bearer of bad news, but I want this reading to be accurate, and I want it to help you learn lessons in life. And I'm not saying that it's not something you should not have brought up with this person. If you have concerns, any concerns that you have in a relationship should be brought up, but it's in the manner in which it's brought up and understanding people's nature. I think it's oftentimes we get into relationships where we expect the other person to move, to talk, to walk, to consider, to love, like we do. And if somebody's, doing all of the things that you kind of check off on a box, and then all of a sudden you hit a wall, the wall might not necessarily be a stop, or an end. What it might be for the first time, because this relationship was very new, is you've come to a crossroads. This is the first time in a relationship, in the motion of the relationship, that you two have diverged. You were moving along, everything was moving along, you both were on the same page, and you're thinking, yeah, this is great, this is great, this is great. And because the first time you hit a roadblock where the roads diverge, the way you would do something is different than the way they would do something. And because that something has to do with the relationship, you automatically jump to conclusions that weren't true about this person because their nature was different than yours. And it was the first time you were seeing it in the relationship. So instead of stopping the person and saying, hey, which direction do we go? You automatically, I'm not accusing anybody. This might be the other person. You just have to take it as it resonates for you. Stop the person who was frustrated, stopped and said, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you going that way? Go my way. Instead of talking to that person and coming to a conclusion about which direction was best. So the argument is the thing that prompts this person to think that you might be toxic. The relationship is toxic. It's not something, because they feel like it's an attack on their character. You're too slow. You're not moving the way I want to. You're not taking the relationship the direction that I want it to go. And so that prompts this person to let go. And I'm going to be very honest with you, whether it's you who initiates the sort of accusation of cheating or the other person, you have to take it as it resonates. I want to be honest with you. The relationship splits. It splits, but it splits in a way that is someone new comes along, whether someone new that comes along for you or someone new that comes along for them, or mutually just going out and seeing other people. The relationship slows down significantly. So the trajectory that you were on with the relationship abruptly stops. It goes backwards. It digresses. You eventually, you or them or both start seeing other people. And eventually, I don't think this person is going to ghost you, though. You're not going to ghost this person. That person's not going to ghost you. There's going to be an honest conversation that happens. You have the Ace of Swords here. You got a lot of honest conversation. And the Page of Cups in the reverse. And the Knight of Swords here. And the Ten of Cups came up in the reverse. So this is somebody being very honest about their feelings and emotions, about being dissatisfied with the direction of the relationship. I don't see an end here, but I do see dating other people. All right. And so that is the reading that I'm getting for you. I really hope that helped. I hope it brought some insight into the situation that you're involved in. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, come back, watch the rest of my readings, and I will see you next time.